I got this. I feel stupid. Ether. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So as you see, this is Btw in his IS-3. This is obviously a tier 9 game on a Haloof, and it's an encounter battle. Now, before we actually get into the game, first of all, if you want to support the channel, the best way, as always, is to like any videos you enjoy and leave a comment. The other great way is, if you want the channel to grow, then send me videos and then share them with your friends. So when I post a video of your game, go ahead and, invite all your friends to watch you be awesome, right? And yeah, so with that over and done with, let's get into the actual game. So this is a 9.8 replay, and wow, that bloom. Are you zoomed in? Oh, yeah, that's fixed camera. Okay. I somehow feel like that camera, or that boom on that gun is a little bit off, but maybe not. I haven't driven an IS-3 yet. It is I'm on my way to being there. I got a fully decked out IS. I need to grind up to the IS-3 right now. That's very interesting. Yeah, so that's because whatever he's been aiming at has been so close that I guess the regular bloom. I don't know. It must be a replay. That's what I'm going to assume it is. So he is running over to this little section of the map. This is where the heavy tanks on this side like to side screen, and is set up beautifully for that. And now there is one little artillery on the other team. Whoa, all those tanks taking that snapshot on the Tiger 2, connecting with the side of his turret, and making that guy's day just a little bit worse. Yeah, nice shot into the lower plate. Unfortunately, does receive damage in return. Now, he is trying to side scrape to the best of his ability. He's going to take a shot at, come on. Yeah, straight through the top of that turret, right into the observation little thingy up on top. And now he's going to use the enemy tank as more cover as he continues his side scraping. Now he does have a friendly IS-2 back here backing him up. This means that not only is the IS-2 going to continue to fire with him, he's going to make sure that nobody can charge him. Ooh, side of a KV-4 turret. Yeah, we'll take that shot every day. That was a flush shot into the side of the KV-4 turret. There's no way that wasn't going to pen if it hit its intended target. Now the KV-4 is continuing to fire at us, but again, because the angles we're at, it's just pretty much just silly for him to be getting these shots. Now, unfortunately, either that didn't aim in like it looked like it did, or really IS-3. Oh, come on, let's get a well placed shot. Yeah, good, well placed shot. I thought for a sec that IS-3 was going to slip past without Bartek taking that shot, but it didn't matter. IS-3 came back into range, making sure we could get that shot off. Unfortunately, that particular shot got eaten by the E-75's tracks. Basically, he side-scraped us. Except, it was just good angling on his part. Much like this, that shot into the E-75 side would have been a bounce, so Bartek doesn't even bother taking it. Instead, he shoots into the... Ooh, really, Mr. IS-3. You try to die, because that's a good way to die. Unfortunately, not killing him. I was hoping... Oh, the IS-2's not... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to pause. The IS-2's not behind us anymore. Interesting. I thought he was. I thought that the combined fire was going to kill that enemy IS-3. Obviously, that didn't happen. Oh well. Now that we've taken out the majority of the tanks over here, we're just going to push in and see about taking out the rest. this enemy KV-4 is not going to stand too much of a chance, especially against our IS-3. Does manage to track him. Ooh, look, a T-95. Oh, bother T-95 is looking this direction. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think that was a good idea. We took 300 and some odd damage because Bartek didn't want to shoot a KV-4. Now, no, yes, I understand shooting a KV-4 in the front is probably just going to bounce. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. This T-95 made a brutal mistake. He is probably going to die because of this mistake. Now, two things. First off, when Bartek first got around him, he started turning this way. And by this, I mean the rotation of his gun was going around like this. If he had simply stopped and brought his gun this way, then his back end would have been up against this rock. He would have been safe. There would have been the only... so Bartek wouldn't have been able to come around and then backwards. What he would have done is he would have had to shoot him once and continue around these rocks. And basically continue up and around. Or maybe he could have ducked back down here and come back up like this. But either way, it would have got Bartek off the T-95 in a relatively short amount of time. That or Bartek would have had to risk facing the T-95 head on, which nobody wants to risk. Especially when you're on this kind of health. So, if the T-95 had been rotating this way the entire time and trying to get his back up against this wall, he would have been fine. But he didn't. So he went this way, and as soon as he stopped and started rotating back the other way, I mean, basically he's hugging this cliff with his face and just leaving his back exposed to whoever wants to shoot it. And this is going to get him killed. So yeah, we're just going to watch this poor T-95 die as he continues to struggle. And yeah, again, because of the fact that he's not prioritizing getting his back against the wall, he's dead. And see, he's continued to do it. He's continued to not prioritize getting his back against the wall. Instead, he's actually trying to get his gun around to shoot us. And it's never going to work. There's never a point in time when this will work. Oh, unfortunately taking 300 damage from a 704 on the other side of the map. Now he is, of course, on the friendly side of the map now because, well, we don't have a base anymore. And now the enemy T-95 is calling Bartek a cheater. Really? So is that what happens? When you play bad, then everyone else must be a cheater, right? Now you will notice Bartek is out of standard ammunition. He's loaded his gold because, well, he's only got 11 shells left and 10 of those are HE. So, you know, what else are you going to load? Now on the upside, okay, I was going to say everything except the 704 HE should be okay against. Let's see, what's the pen of this? 68, so yeah, if he shot the Panther in the side, he can pen with HE, maybe. The Rheinmetall, definitely, and obviously the SPG, there's no contest with. So, now we know there's still a Panther back at base somewhere, and he's got one shell. He's really got to make sure this shell goes into the Panther, because everything after this gold round is a gamble as to whether or not it will pen, as to whether or not it will do damage. What's the, ooh, there's the Panther first off. That's not great. What I was trying to look at is how damage. So 530 average damage if he pens. Considering how the scale of the Panther, it's unlikely that the Panther's just going to give him a side shot for no particular good reason. He's going to have to work for it if he wants a side shot. Now, you will notice the scales of everyone left. Everyone is green or better who's left on both teams. So it is down to the best of the best on either team. We're just going to face it off and see who can win this little chess game. Now the Panther 88 is doing the right thing. He is not engaging the heavy tanks. He cannot win a head-to-head against two heavy tanks. There's no way he wins this. And unless he seriously outplays both of them at the same time. And considering the fact the skill involved in all the players left on our team, that's probably not going to happen. Bartek takes a mostly snapshot and manages to connect his last premium round into the Panther. Guessing which direction the Panther was going to go, he manages to get in front of him. Now he's going to try and side scrape. Doesn't quite work. And can he get his gun around? Yes, the Panther is not going to circle him. Lower Glacier shot. Wow. Lower Glacier shot pens. Or no, so it didn't pen, but the next shot, if it pens, will kill this guy. Come on, come on, come on. Side shot, side shot. Yeah. Oh, pulls the track off. Well. Crap. Oh well. Nothing you could do about that, right? So let's see. Now our IS-2 is on 8 health. Oops. Yep, there we go. And Waffentrager comes around the corner and snapshots the enemy Roomba. And now these two are gonna stick together, which is the correct thing for them to do. Now the only advice I can offer at this point in time is Bartek, for the future, I would carry less HE rounds. I don't know why you're carrying 10 of them. If you want to carry a lot of HE, 7 is probably the most 7 is probably the most I ever recommend you carry. Everything past 7, it's a gamble as to whether or not it's useful. In that particular case, 3 more HE rounds, or 3 more APCR rounds would have, come on, stop switching, thank you. 3 more APCR rounds would have kept you alive and helped you secure that Panther kill. Come on, and... because these guys can one-shot each other, by the way. Oh yeah, that is the end of the game. So if the S-51 had been sitting in a better position, say, behind one of these 2 bushes, and he'd been, like, aimed in all the way, he could have one-shot our Waffentrager. And that would have gone badly, because our IS-2, not necessarily in the best position to support the Waffentrager. I mean, yes, he can shoot at everything the Waffentrager can shoot at, but if the S-51 had been back here, had, you know, zoomed in or aimed in all the way up while the Waffentrager was crossing this ground, killed him, he could literally just roll back down this hill and reload before the IS-2 could get to him, and then it would have been another shotgun war. And yes, I have won that way as artillery in the past. This particular region of the map on El Houv, if you do not know what you're doing, is incredibly dangerous against an artillery player that does know what they're doing. So be careful when you're around here, okay? Travel in packs to kill artillery? Yes, I know, it doesn't seem like it's worth it most of the time, but if the enemy artillery player knows what he's doing and is halfway decent, he can kill you about 50% of the time. Is it worth losing a monster game like this because you want speed ahead and get the kills? Most of the time, not. But again, you will do what you want to do. 4,400 experience without premium, with a weekend triple. Ace tanker, fire for effect, bruiser, and of course the high caliber. Unfortunately, he did die at the end there, but that's only because he ran out of APCR shells. You know, wow. Okay, almost 5,500 damage over 2 kills. Yeah, that would be why he snagged the high caliber there. And props to the IS-2, by the way, for going through most of that game, about half of it with like 8 health. If he'd been splashed by artillery or an HE shell, he would have been dead. 21 shells fired out of, I think, like 30 or something like that. So, yeah, that was most of his ammo. And so sad that he wasn't carrying just a little bit more APCR and just a little bit less HE. But, you know, them's the breaks. By the way, that Panther player at the end played it perfectly. 3,300 damage blocked by armor. And a little bit of assisting damage because, you know, he needed a little bit of extra on top of all that. Unfortunately, if he'd had a Prem account, he would have made money. As it was, he got a couple of cents for his victory. Overall, well worth it. Completely awesome game. Thank you so much, Bartek, for sending this in. Have a great night, all. This is ioEther out.